You're an overachiever. You know that you're destined to do amazing things, to be better, to achieve things that the world has yet to see. You're destined to be great, to be extraordinary. I know you. I know the feeling. You deep down inside, you know you're meant for more, but the evidence in your life up to this point doesn't support that. And whenever other people look at you, they aren't impressed. They don't understand the amount of work that you've put in because you don't have the result. You don't have the outcome that everyone sees. And so it's hard. It's hard. And you are working your butt off to make this work. Work your butt off to achieve. And so hard work. Let's talk about it. This is your life. This is why you want to achieve so many things. It's because you want this feeling of achieving this dream, this destiny that you know is set out before you. And so you work hard. You work hard to do that. But here's the thing, right? Here's the unfortunate truth that you need to hear as an overachiever. It's okay. It's okay to not achieve the levels of success that you expect of yourself. It's okay to look at other people that are maybe your age and successful already. It's okay to look up to people that are far, far ahead of you and be like, I want that life, but I don't have it yet. It's okay. You don't need to work harder to get there. Because everything happens for a reason, okay? You're going through this journey and you're working so hard in this journey that you will get there. You will achieve what you set out to achieve. Because think about who you are, your identity, right? You've worked so hard throughout your life to achieve this dream, to chase this mission. So you already have the identity of someone that will achieve it. There's no rush, okay? Right now I'm 18 and I've started multiple businesses. Still doing one right now. I got a podcast, got school to deal with, all these things in my life because even though I'm 18, I'm basically I'm not even an adult yet, basically. I'm still in between teenager and adult. I still feel like I need to do more. I still feel like I need to work harder, right? Just work harder, just outwork everyone, and you will achieve your dreams. But this is the biggest mindset shift that I had. It's not the hard work. It's just the work, okay? As someone that has high ambitions, what you need to understand is that it's not about the hard work. It's about the work, okay? It's about what you're actually working towards. It's the thing that you're showing up every day to do. Because anybody can work hard. There are people in third world countries working 18-hour days just to put food on the table. If you think that you're working hard, you are not working hard, okay? If you think that you're outworking people, you're not. People are working longer hours than you could wrap your head around. And they have to do that to survive. But for us, for you, we have internet. You're able to watch this YouTube video. You're able to listen to this podcast. And you still think that outworking and just working longer hours is going to get you to where you want to go. It's just false. It's mathematically, people work more hours than you ever will work in your entire life. And they have to do it to survive. So hard work isn't the answer. Outworking people is not the answer. The answer is in the work. Okay, it's in the actual work that you're doing. So how do you find the work that you actually want to do that will get you to the dream outcome that you want and help you achieve that goal? You have to ask yourself, what is the work that actually aligns with what I love and what I enjoy doing? What skills and talents I have, the gifts from above that I've been given that I'm naturally talented at. And number 3, ask yourself, what is something that the world needs? What does the world need from me? And what can I contribute to the world? So your work needs to align with your passion. It needs to align with your talent. Finally, it needs to align with the world. So think about what you're doing, right? If it doesn't satisfy these three criteria, then that work is not the right work for you. Because let's say your work is aligned with a talent that you have and something that the world needs, but you don't have passion for it, then there's no way you're going to be able to do that work for years, okay? Because you'll just lose passion for it. You'll come to hate it. You'll build this resentment around that work. Let's say you have a passion and you have the talent, you have the knack for doing the thing, but you actually don't, the world doesn't need what you're doing. Then how are you going to make money? How are you going to succeed in doing this thing if the world doesn't even care? I mean, there's actually value in that, maybe, to do something you're passionate about that you're talented with. But realistically, in this world, you need some monetary success. You need somebody to say, I need that, and I'll pay you for it. Or I need that, and I value that, so I'll give you something else of value. The world needs to have the thing that you have to give to it. So don't just think that, oh, if I'm following my passion, then everything will work out, because it won't. Okay? So think about the passion. Let's start at first principles for each of these, right? Because what is passion? What is purpose? What is the thing that I love to do? Okay? And so I think it breaks down to whenever you were younger, whenever you were a kid. Okay? What was the thing that piqued your curiosity, the thing that you did? What were you playing with? What kind of toys were you playing with? Were you on an iPad? Were you an iPad kid? Like, what were you doing as a kid? What kind of shows were you watching? What did you enjoy doing as a kid? Okay, and you can reflect on this as much as you want, but the person that really knows that answer is probably your parents or the friends from your childhood, because you can reflect deeply within yourself to find your passion or find your purpose, but it's so biased. Your head is biased. Your head's gonna try to figure out a way to manipulate and tell you that, oh, this is the actual answer, this is your passion, based off of what you've observed in the world. But that's not the actual passion, okay? Passion is what you are genuinely fascinated by as a child. Because if you look at the evidence from every single extraordinary, successful person in history, the thing that they became known for had some link to their childhood, to the thing that they did as a kid, to their behavior, to the way they played, to their curiosity, right? Think about someone like Leonardo da Vinci, right? When he was younger, whenever he was younger, he was obsessed. He apprenticed under this really successful artist guy, and he became obsessed with that art, right? And so that's where his passion laid. He followed that passion through and through. Think about the most curious minds ever in history, right? That curiosity didn't come from anywhere. That curiosity came from whenever they were younger, as kids. So your passion isn't this thing that you just magically stumble across. It's already there. You already know what your passion is. You need to dig and talk to people, converse with your parents, your siblings, with your old friends, and figure out what your actual passion is. It's not magical. It's not woo-woo. There's something about you that you did as a kid, that you found within yourself, that other people can help you find. Okay? That's when you find a passion. That's when you find the thing you love to do. Next, talents. This is where you reflect on your skills. So you can also look back to your childhood for this, to think about what were the things that you were innately good at. Okay? And if you want to look at this at a present, like right now, for where you are now, think about the things that you do that would necessarily feel difficult for somebody else, but you just get it. It just clicks for you, right? Think about those skills, those hard skills, those soft skills that you are just naturally talented at, okay? And that's your talent. That's the thing that you have been given. This the gift that you've been given that you need to share with the world because you're naturally been given that gift to do that thing, to be good at that thing, to share with the world. Now, the world. Okay. What does the world need? And this, at first principle, stems down to pain. The world is in pain because of something. And as a result, to contribute to the world, you need to identify that pain. You need to identify the pain and alleviate the pain. So if you can identify why the world is suffering, why the world is in pain, and then alleviate that in some way, by maybe creating art, by starting a business, by teaching, by educating, by serving, then you can alleviate that pain, right? And the world, trust me, I'm sure you're aware, is in a lot of pain in so many places. So identify the pain in the world that you want to solve, okay? Identify the pain that is almost not a pain in the world, but your own pain. You feel deep within your soul that the pain that the world is facing, this specific pain, is genuinely something that you feel as well. And so for me, it's the disconnection between humans. That's the pain that the world is experiencing that I believe that I feel deep within my soul. I deeply believe that because of social media, because of phones, devices, we have been disconnected as humans. As we aren't as connected. We are just not together. We don't even talk to each other. We don't acknowledge each other. We aren't spending time with each other. And I think that's the biggest pain that the world's facing and will continue to face. So that is the pain that I will try to solve. That is why I started a podcast to connect with other entrepreneurs so that I can have these conversations, these hard conversations, and share the stories that people don't get to hear often anymore because we don't talk to each other anymore because we're so caught up in our phones. We're so caught up in social media. Yeah, that's the pain that I'm trying to solve. So figure out what pain in the world, and so many pains. Think about the pain that you want to alleviate. Because if you pick a pain that the world's experiencing that you feel yourself, then it is so easy to try to alleviate it because you feel that pain yourself. So you want to solve that pain. You want to alleviate that pain, not just for you, but for the world. Right? So when you pick a pain that the world that you experience, that you really want to solve, and you align that with what you're good at, and you align that with what you love to do, then it is impossible to not be extraordinary. It is impossible if these three principles are met, then it is impossible to not be extraordinary. Okay? And this all loops back to the idea of work. It's not hard work. It's never been hard work. Hard work is a myth. There are people that will work so much harder than you have ever and will ever work in your life and achieve so little, okay? But the real work comes from actually thinking about these principles, thinking about what is my work? What is it supposed to mean? It's what you love, it's what you're good at, and it's what the world needs. That's what your work is. It's not hard work. Your work is this. This is your work, okay? So figure out what is the work you want to do. And when you align them with these three principles, then your work becomes not hard, but just work. It just becomes a thing you do. Because it's so innately ingrained within your identity. And the world, it's so desperate for someone to solve that pain that you feel that pain yourself, that it is so, there's no need for motivation. There's no need for you to use willpower to do the work. You just do it because it's meaningful. You just do the work because that's what you've been put on this planet to do. And you love to do it, you're good at it. So that makes you the only person probably in the world that is the most meant to do it. You're meant to do that work. So instead of working so hard and getting nowhere and achieving nothing, and seeing all these other people achieve and you feel jealous of them, instead of feeling that way, take a step back. Okay? Take a step back and think about what you're working on. Think about what your work is. Think about what work means to you. And then ask yourself and figure out these 3 questions, these 3 principles. Start talking to people, start having conversations, figure out what your talents are, figure out what you love to do. Then figure out what pain you want to alleviate in the world, what pain you want to solve in the world. And then from there, you have all the freedom to ever do the work you want to do. It doesn't even matter if you start a business or if you create content or you make art or you knit. It doesn't matter because the work will align with who you are. And as a result of doing these 3 principles, your work will be extraordinary. You will achieve so much more than the guy that's just working hard, the guy that's just putting in more hours. Because I guarantee you, if you find something that you love, that you're good at, and the world needs, and you just work on that, you will willingly work 12-hour days without even realizing that time's passing. Albert Einstein would work on his theories and on physics, on math, on this hard math, this brain-numbing math and science for hours. He would forget to eat lunch because he just was so engrossed in this thing. He loved doing it. He had the skill for it. And the world of physics, the world of science, as we know it, needed him to be a genius, to invent relativity, to be the guy that spoke the truth into the old traditionalist dude that did not want to believe it. He was the guy that spoke that truth to them. Okay? So the world needed him to alleviate that pain. And he did. And he did it not by working hard, but by choosing the right work to do. And as a result, he was working, but he wasn't working hard. He was working harder than anybody else that was just working hard, just by working on the thing that he actually cared about. So to our overachievers, stop working hard. It's not the answer. Figure out the right work to do, and you will never work another day in your life. Goodbye.